Crop Talk on Market Journal is supported by Nebraska soybean farmers and their checkoff. Up next, a new installment of our Crop Talk segment. Digital tools on the farm continue to be a vital piece of the future, but maximizing the potential of ag tech hinges on a tool that most fields currently lack. That is high-speed internet connectivity. Well, in the agriculture field today, there are sensors, drones, new data available, all sorts of things, but they all rely on one thing, which is high-speed internet connectivity. That's a challenge you guys are trying to face in the ag space. To set this issue up, what's the challenge out there right now?
So like you said, we are observing a significant transformation in terms of leveraging some of the new technology that we see on the fields. We see a lot of sensors that monitor conditions in the field. We have begun to see unmanned aerial vehicles providing significantly different perspectives on the operations in the field. Autonomous vehicles and autonomous ground robots are coming up. So all this technology creates a lot of data and needs a lot of data. So we need to connect all these different technologies, sensors in the fields, UAV on the air, and our cloud infrastructure that can crunch that data. And that's one of the challenges that we're facing in the fields. Most of the agricultural fields are in rural areas. We have a significant digital gap between rural and urban areas in terms of connectivity. So one of the goals we have is to design novel, tailored solutions that will enable connectivity in agricultural fields.
You mentioned the difference between urban and rural areas, and specifically, it sounds like these companies that have internet solutions design those systems differently, are more catered obviously to the rural or to the urban areas where the population is. How does that look today about how they're designing their internet solutions?
So that's a great question. Historically, especially wireless communication solutions have been predominantly designed for urban areas. We are all using Wi-Fi connectivity. Wi-Fi has been specifically designed for indoor environments. And nowadays, we're trying to expand it to outdoor. We're all using our cell phones. We're connected through cellular networks. But majority of these technologies are fundamentally designed for urban environments. For example, we're observing the transition from 4G to 5G networks, which are characterized by densification and heterogeneity in the network architecture, which requires significant amount of infrastructure. You can deploy this infrastructure utilizing the vertical infrastructure in urban environments and cities. We're seeing more and more base stations being deployed on traffic lights, on street corners. Unfortunately, we don't have that same vertical infrastructure in rural environments. And that's one of the major challenges. When we try to take wireless communications that are designed and tested for urban environments and take them into rural environments, we see a lot of challenges. And that's one of the goals of this project that we're after, is to identify these challenges, and then tailor solutions, design new communication solutions accordingly.
This has the potential, without a solution, to really hold ag producers back, because there's a lot of technology out there available, but without that high-speed internet connection, a lot of this stuff is not possible, right? Is that what you're seeing?
That's correct. We see a significant divide in terms of available technologies, like we mentioned, sensors, UAVs, robotics, and the percentage of utilization of these technologies on the fields. One of the significant barriers is lack of connectivity. If we cannot connect these devices, we can't really get the data and process it.
You and a group of researchers have received a $1 million National Science Foundation grant to work on this issue. Where's some of that research going to be tested at?
The project is supported by National Science Foundation called FieldNets. We will be designing technologies specifically created for agricultural environments. And we are fortunate to be collaborating with scientists in University of Nebraska-Lincoln who work in Eastern Nebraska Research Education Extension Center, NRAC. We have had deployments in this area, in the fields in NRAC, for a few years. And within this project, we will be deploying the first future generation agricultural network. And then we will be utilizing this network for evaluations of the project.
What else is important to mention for our viewers today about this project you guys are working on?
So there's, like I mentioned, there's a significant gap in terms of connectivity between urban and rural environments. We are looking at agricultural connectivity solutions. We are looking at high-speed connectivity solutions using millimeter wave technology, which we just started adapting using 5G technologies, but they have not been tested in agricultural areas. Over the last couple summers, we have performed the first millimeter wave experiments in agricultural fields during the growth cycles of two different types of crops with soybean and corn. And we will be developing solutions tailored to these fields. In this project, we're also looking at architectural problems. One of the challenges you have in rural environments and fields in rural environments is the lack of backbone connectivity. So we're talking about cloud a lot, right? It's really hard to get to the cloud from a field to collect all the data and send all the data to the cloud, which means we may not be able to leverage some of the existing algorithms, solutions, such as machine learning solutions that have been used with the support of cloud. So what we're trying to do with this project is, instead of getting the data to the cloud, we're trying to bring the cloud close to the field through edge computing technologies. So the eventual goal is to be able to collect data on the field, to be able to process the data on the field, so we don't need significant backhaul connectivity. This has other implications than just utilizing the new technology, because with this approach, we can also keep the data on the field. There are significant privacy implications, especially farmers are concerned about ownership of their data. So these types of architectures will be able to keep the data on the field. We can process the data on the field. We can still utilize third-party algorithms in the field in a secure manner, and then support the operations in the fields.
It's a fascinating topic. We appreciate you shedding a light on it for our viewers today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.